Hey girl, hey.
What's up, man?
What it do, y'all?
We are the Fab Five, and this is the Pretty Vocal Podcast.
The Pretty Vocal Podcast is a safe space created for us as Black women to voice our innermost thoughts and feelings about topics most people discuss in private because they are afraid to discuss it in public.
In this space, we dig deep, we keep it cute, but we never put it on mute.
Let's get pretty vocal.
Hey girls.
Hey. Okay, all right. So we'll open up with a loose lips topic.
Let's get loose.
Let's get a good one here. Okay. Which is hardest for you to say? I'm sorry, I need help, I love you, or I was wrong?
I need help.
I need help.
Absolutely, I need help. For
I
sure.
was wrong because I'm never wrong.
That's my
Well, let's talk about that. So,
Let's talk about it.
Talk about it.
let's
Talk about it.
what makes
Talk
you
about
what makes
it.
you feel that way?
Well, I definitely will apologize, but I don't know that I would say I'm sorry and I was wrong. You're going to get...
Accountability's not being taken?
It is, because
sound like.
I apologize. Now, sometimes I will not apologize if I'm not sorry, even if your feelings are hurt.
That's true.
Because some people be like, well, you hurt my feelings. I mean, I don't know what you want me to I'm not sorry for what I said. I might be sorry for how you took it, so I can't say.
So apologize for that.
Apologize for that.
delivery.
Apologize for the delivery.
Yes,
Or
so
apologize for how
I
you
do.
made them feel. That is valid.
I say that. I say, well, I'm sorry you took it that way.
Ah,
But
no, that's so damn
That's
passive.
not what we said.
Oh.
That's not how
What
that
about,
works.
Y'all gonna
I'm
have to
sorry
write
that
it
hurt your
down.
feelings.
I'm
Yes.
sorry I hurt your
and
feelings.
I'm okay with saying
Okay.
it.
Y'all gonna have to write it
Not
down
I'm
for
sorry
me.
you took it that way.
That's
That's not how that
Y'all gonna
works.
have
Because then
to-
now I'm ready to fight your ass.
Yeah.
Oh,
So now we
for
both in
sure.
the wrong.
Now we both going to jail.
Oh Lord, because you done already hurt my feelings and pissed me off, and then you come back and condescending as hell. Now you got to get them hoes up. Cause what?
I'm gonna show you what they taught me in romance.
Excuse me, here at Pretty Vocal, we do not condone violence.
Unless,
Allegedly.
Unless you got me fucked up, cause I ain't no pussy ass hoe. Now,
period.
Hey.
That's crazy. I've heard you say several times, like even when you had to apologize to me on air, and you were like, "At least I apologize. I wouldn't apologize if I didn't mean it." Like this shit go in one ear and out my other because
All that extra
Yeah,
was
well,
not
yeah,
needed.
but that's-
'Cause in the,
but
you gotta
that's how
explain
the
to me
apology at that
why
point
you
loses
apologize.
value.
Yeah.
Oh.
If you feel like you need to explain it, and then you
Well,
say
no,
it
she
like
was-
that, like,
she was
I'm
like-
doing it for you. I really don't want to.
No.
That was basically what she
That's
said.
not what I meant.
That's what I
Because she
heard.
was like, and I was like, well, don't take it that way because I apologize and I don't apologize. Like I literally, when I apologize, I mean it. So I want you to take it as an apology, not like, okay, bitch, whatever.
so you don't feel like you was wrong for taking over her segment that you was apologizing for?
Oh, I had already said that.
But
I'm
you
the
just
one.
said you was never wrong. I'm just trying to figure it out. I'm putting the puzzle together.
Look at her
Oh,
lips
yeah.
quiver.
Hold on.
Now-
Hold on. Now we ain't doing no jumping.
Now,
Hold on.
come on,
You
friend.
done popped her back
Now,
now.
do I think I
Look, I
could
wanna
have
hear
held off and I realized I had made a mistake? Yes. But
Mistakes are wrong.
It's the butt.
it's a mistake,
butt.
not
It's
wrong.
the butt. It's the butt. We gonna carry on
We-
to all of
we've
our.
already talked about
We gonna
it.
carry on to.
I need help.
I need help.
Look, no, I just
Let's
said
talk
I said
about
but because I knew that was
Mary
gonna stir y'all,
need
stir y'all up. I knew that was gonna stir y'all
Mary
up.
need help right
Mary
now.
need
Help
help.
out, y'all. Help out.
Rescue
I'm
her.
drowning. I need a life jacket in here. Help me. I like to stir y'all up a little bit, my
You
bad.
do. I need help. I think I am naturally a helper. So it's difficult for me to allow people to do that for me. I don't really know why. Some people, as I'm a therapist, so people say things like, people have let me down so much. And, I've never been able to depend on nobody. So that's why I don't ask for help. I don't have that experience, but it's just very hard for me to ask for help. I
Yeah.
don't know. I done dug deep, and I still ain't came up with none. So I have no clue.
For
Why, y'all-
me, the I need help comes from I've always had to be independent. I'm an only child, and I've had to do basically everything for myself in a sense. Like I grew up fast, and so I really just depend on me. And then there comes the experience that you haven't had where when I finally do ask for help from the people, it's like, well, I'm here. You just need to ask. You just need to ask. And when I do ask, they're not there. And then it's just like, what the fuck I asked you for? Because now not only am I still in the same position? My feelings hurt and my pride is hurt because I lowered myself down to ask you for this help, and you still ain't there. So it's just like, all right, fuck, I'm gonna do it on my own. I don't need it, and I don't want to always be like that. And so when I see things that say like, I'm ready for my soft life, that's what I mean. Like, I'm ready for not even just a romantic partner, but I have gained this. I actually was talking about this morning too. I've gained that with you guys, where it's not a second thought for me. If y'all ask me for something or if you need something, I'm like, shit, if I got it, you got it, or I can do it for you. It's not a problem, and it's reciprocated. It's the reciprocity. But like, so that's why I feel like, my husband on the way, because it's starting with the practice with the friends, like you said. So, he coming. But I just feel like for me, it's still kind of hard. Like, my mom still says to this day, she's like, Jessica, you can just, I'm like, girl, and I'm not finna call you. Like, if you want to do something for me, if you want to put something in my bank account, just do it, because I'm not going to ask, and I'm not.
Yeah.
Now, if it gets to the point where I'm just like, all right, Mom, like, I'm down bad, I will, because I have my own child, and I'm not going to let her suffer. But for the most part, I'm always going to figure it out. I've always been that way, and I'm a planner. So if plan A didn't work out, I already had 2 other plans anyway. So let's just get this ball rolling. So that's what it is for me.
So yours is experience.
Mine I have 2 reasons why I feel it's hard for me to ask for help. One, I kind of like you am used to being independent, or just knowing how to do things naturally. People get used to me knowing how to do things or being smart, and I guess that's more of an academic side of things. But so I would never ask for help, because I feel like people are like, oh, you need help? You never need help. So I just don't ask for help. On the other side of that, people have seen me or known that I've been struggling and needed help, people closest to me, and don't offer it. So I don't ask. Like, you know I need help in this situation. I shouldn't have to ask, because you are seeing this and you still not offering it up. So I get that from my grandmother, too much pride. I have way too much pride to ask for help, and that's the short of it for me.
I have a lot of pride too, but I feel like I'm just super independent. Maybe it's because I am the oldest child. My mom was a single mom. And like Jessica said, like, I'm a planner too. I have it mapped out in my head. And if one way don't work, the other one gonna have to. And if that one don't, this one gonna, like, I feel like even with my I don't ask him for anything. Anything that he does is because he wants to do. Like, I'm not going to ask. And it's so crazy, because I know I can depend on him. I don't ask, because for the most part, like, I'm going to get out here and do what I have to do to make it work. And it's great. It's a great feeling to know that I do have someone that I know that I can depend on, but I guess I'm just so used to being able to handle everything. But I haven't had where it's like I've asked for help and it wasn't there or whatever. Like, I don't have it as experience. I guess I've just been so independent and had it together for so long. Like, if or when there does become a time that where I need somebody, I know that he knows that I'm not going to ask for the help and that he will step right in. I feel very confident in that. Like, even just times where I feel like life is just life. And I feel like I am a strong person and I am the strong friend. And sometimes you just take on so much. Like, I feel like I've only dealt with depression like one time. And I feel like it took him a minute to really recognize what that was, because he's so used to me having it all together. I'm keeping the household together. Hell, I'm running my mama household because I'm the oldest and I think I run everybody.
You the manager of the family.
Right, my mama be like, I'm your mama. But I'm so used to that. Like, I can tell you X, Y, Z, and I already planned out your day for you, mine for me, my sister and them day. It's like, so it took him a minute to get like, damn, hold on, something ain't right here. And then I'm just like, I'm just not feeling like me. And he immediately came through like, okay, let's just get, a staycation. Let's just do not disturb the phone. Try to unplug, and because if you're not good for yourself, how can you be good for other people?
Right.
Being that independent person and not asking for the help or allowing yourself that time to reset when setting those boundaries. When you have depleted yourself and you've done all that. So yeah, I don't ask for
that
help.
was good. That was the segment. I mean, that was the whole episode.
That's a good segue.
The takeaways of
like
this
we all-
episode.
I feel like some of our topics segue very well, and then others last week.
I don't know. The pooted and the tooted did not see
Well,
it.
like
the
not
Coochie
last week, a couple
Banucci.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
But yeah,
There's a lot going on.
but yeah, it was a lot. But anyway, this one I can make it spin. So yeah, so I feel like that's a good segue because I want to talk about balancing life socially, professionally, and romantically. And to kick it off, I guess kind of into asking for help about me. I've been a nurse for 7 years now. Yes, this year will make 7 years, and I struggled financially the first couple years. Being a new nurse, you're excited. It's like, oh yeah, we're gonna make all kind of money. No, that's not true, guys. Especially in Tennessee, it was horrible. And so I struggled a lot. And I didn't get a lot of help. I tried, moving back in with my mom. No, my family knew that I was struggling. No help came from there. So 2019 was like, I'm hitting the road. And I started traveling. Even before then, I got like a local travel assignment in Nashville because I was like, I gotta figure something out. Like I don't know what to do anymore.
Yeah.
So started making more money, started getting myself together, and I was like, I'm leaving. Like I just woke up one day, I was like, I'm out of here. So went to Arizona, got more money, saved that up. COVID happened. We all know that. I ain't gotta get into that. But when I got here, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna stay. I don't feel like I need to travel anymore. But now I have to figure out what life is like without this influx of money rolling in. Because y'all know travel nurse money, it's not a secret. We knew drug dealers professionally.
I know that.
It was not a secret. So now I have to I'm used to just spending. I'm not looking at anything, but now I make great money, but it's not coming as fast as it was. So now I got to figure out what to do because I don't want to do this job anymore. COVID made me very unhappy. I was working, and I just felt like I was going through the motions when I was at work. And in a job like mine, you have to have compassion, and I felt I was losing that, and I did not like that. I don't ever want to be the nurse that doesn't want to be at work. And I did not feel
compassion fatigue.
Yeah, I absolutely did. Because I didn't see that every day. Like, we don't see death on that scale regularly. So for me, I go to work anxious, I come home angry. And it was a cycle. I couldn't sleep. So I'm like, what am I going to do? Like, I've got to figure this out because the 4 days I have off, I'm just dreading going back. Like, I'm not doing anything. And so people, you only work 3 days a week only. Like, my first day and a half is already over half of your 40-hour week. So it was a lot. It started to take a toll on me, and I love being a nurse. And when I started to feel like I didn't anymore, I had to really sit down and be like, okay, you've got to get away from this. And I felt guilty for wanting to walk away. I've always wanted to be a nurse. So I was like, dang it, what am I gonna do? So, that's how I got into liver transplant and being kind of outpatient, working at home, and I am so happy. so happy. I don't have 4 days off anymore, but I have my weekends. I know that I can plan stuff around that. It's made me budget better because I don't have money just coming and funneling in that I don't have to pay attention to. It's made me smarter with that. And I can date because I have a consistent schedule. I'm not I work this Tuesday, and then I work, and nothing works. So it helps me to kind of get a good balance of life. And my manager even told me that. She was like, I've noticed in my review, she said, you have a great work-life balance. When you get off, you are done.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you are finished. You make sure you take your time off. You use your PTO. And I will even go as far as to say, my mom is struggling and she don't like her job. And I'm like, okay, so quit. But I feel like our parents don't leave their jobs. They don't know what a work-life balance is. And we are butting heads with my mama all the time. She will not leave. And she was like, well, I just got this job. Okay, so leave. You thought you would like
another one.
You don't like it?
Right.
Leave. And I feel so much better. Like, there's stuff I got to work on. I'm in therapy because, life's.
Yep.
But I don't know if I did not just get up in 2019, I was like, I'm getting the heck out of Nashville. I don't know where I would be. Like, not in like a suicidal depressive type of way, but I'm just saying, like, I don't.
Hand over here. I ain't
No,
checking
I'm
you
doing
in.
this. And you analyzing over here. She's like,
I
let
ain't
me.
assessing you.
Y'all ain't gonna see me next week. She's gonna commit me.
Oh,
but no, I'm just saying. I just feel like I don't know how low I would have let it get before I asked for help.
Yeah.
And it's important to me to have that balance, and people don't understand that, especially with, I felt like my mom didn't like that I stopped working at the bedside because she couldn't brag on having this superhero of a nurse daughter because I'm not saving lives in the way that people like to see it. And I was like, I'm very much so still a nurse. I've had people tell me, like, you're not a real nurse because you work from home. My license is still active and very expensive, mind you. Both of them.
And,
Two states.
and being
You should
utilized.
send me they number.
Right.
Well, that's what I gotta say.
So,
It's
It's like, I don't, I'm happier.
I remember when we
this
first
nurse.
started hanging out, and I would be like, okay, you and Nikki both. Like, they would send these, like, calendars, y'all, and it was all these colors on it, and about 3 days they was off, and the rest of the 31 days they was working. I'm like, how the hell am I supposed to read? How am I gonna plan us out and around this?
And I hated it.
Yeah.
I hated it as your friend. I know you hated
And
it.
I loved, like, y'all, like, working in the ICU in a critical setting. I did love that. I loved fast paced, having to use my brain, critical thinking, but it started to take a toll.
Yeah, I had a
And
similar
it was
schedule like that
just
too.
Three days a week and 4 off. And if they're not in a row, it just makes it worse. And I worked nights one time. Like
I
that,
worked
like,
nights only.
and it started to
sleep at night.
just be too much.
Yeah,
You know
And
why?
I wasn't
It's
because I hated going to work. And I don't ever want to be that way as a nurse because those people don't deserve that.
So, like when
At
me
all.
and Hunter first started dating, we were on the same. We had the same days off, but he worked days and I worked nights. So we would work every other weekend, but we was off the same weekend.
Okay.
And so that's when he was in school. So when he graduated and he became the pharmacy manager, his schedule went opposite of mine.
Oh.
So I would literally see him
In passing.
literally in passing. I would see him at 6 o'clock in the morning. And then
That's
on
horrible.
his days off when I had to go to work, he would let me sleep. He'll make lunch, wake me up, and we would eat lunch together, and I would go to
Was y'all
work.
getting a little quickie in at 6 though? Like when y'all was passing?
Girl, because you know how Nashville traffic is.
A little quickie?
It wasn't even enough time for that.
Oh, damn.
So it was a lot of
I'm
frustration
sad
in
for you
that
now.
house.
Me too.
It was a lot of frustration in that house,
Pent
y'all.
up.
Ooh, Chad, let me tell you, because I was working 12-hour shifts, working from 5 p.m. to 5 a.m., and then we had to turn around and work 5 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Oh,
But
no.
on
hey,
the same schedule. So I worked 17 days straight one time.
you did what you had to do, baby, to do what you want to do now.
Sacrifice.
Exactly. So that's
Absolutely.
to, her point, like, that was then, and people do look at us like, oh, well, they really got it together now, or they're doing well. They have a good work-life balance
You know
now.
what I
It
had
ain't
to
always
go
been
through?
like
It ain't
that.
always been like that.
It's been terrible at times. Like, I don't even know how we even held on to the relationship, only because we lived together. If we had not been living together, we wouldn't even be here. Because when I'm gonna see you?
Well, hallelujah anyhow for the newly married couple. Okay.
And about people that are like, they always on the go. You always gone.
I'm making up a
wanted
lost
this.
time, baby.
I want that way. I want to have a life where I can pick up and go when I want to. I've gotten really used to that. So for me, it makes the romantic part of it a little difficult because I'm used to being single and I can get up and go when I want to. So dating for me can be difficult at times. Maybe even just anxious. And I'm like, am I ready for that? Am I ready to kind of like slow down and be a partner to somebody? So yeah, I mean,
That's what scares me about parenthood.
it
Am I
scares
ready
me a
to
little
slow
bit.
down?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then you slow down again. Yeah, for that. You get adjusted to being in a relationship, and then that changes when kids come along.
But I feel like that the things that we have worked for and are working for just have to be important to us because I know that I want to be somebody's mom. So
Right.
that being able to get up and go is a sacrifice that I'm willing to make. And also I'm in a financial situation where if I want to get up and go, I got a nanny on call to say, all right, I need you to come get what we gonna name them? I don't know. I need you to come get them.
Dartasia.
I hate you.
I was trying to think of
I
something.
hate you because that is literally what Daryl's friend Chris calls our unborn child.
Alrighty then.
Darte.
Arteo?
Arte.
Okay.
Not Love and Marriage Huntsville on here.
Oh,
Martell. Martell.
All right, so we're gonna conclude this episode so me and Brittany can go out here in the middle of the street.
I want y'all to stop trying to cut my episode off. Yeah, you've been over here making faces again. So
What you gotta say?
When baby brought up them kids. That's
that's when it happened.
Yeah.
And no.
Fuck them kids.
I am not ready or wanting to give up the freedom that I have now for children. But I've also never had a desire to be a mom.
Mm-hmm.
I never
Fair.
have. But my fiance wants 3 children. When we first started dating, I agreed to give him 2. And we both have twins that run in our family. So prayerfully, if I do get pregnant, if the Lord say so, it's twins, and we can be done with it. And that suffices my end of the deal with him. And then, but I do feel as though children would change me being able to kind of have everything well wrapped as I do, and the things to flow the way they do, because I am blessed to be able to work from home. I am on a great team to where I have freedom to kind of do what I'm not micromanaged throughout the day. So I'm cooking, cleaning, washing in the middle of doing tasks, and I actually do work alongside case managers. So I feel you on like the how taxing it can be, because even though I'm not the clinical person, I still am making so many of these calls and actually speaking to the doctor's office, and sometimes speaking to the patients and having to go in and document when they pass away and stuff like that. And it's just like, and I deal with a lot of oncology, like, so it's like, I hate that. My grandma passed. She had cancer, but even though she didn't die from cancer, she had a heart attack. But it's just very touchy. So it is great to be able to unplug when your shift is over. Like, they don't call me after my time is up, and I love that. On the other hand, Donald doesn't have that, because when he's at home, they still call, and we know we've been in outings. He's like, where are you going? He got a work call. And it's just like, it's not the same. They will say, okay, you can go to your doctor's appointment and stuff like that, but they don't have respect for when he's off and at home. They will call 2 a.m. and stuff like that, and I'm just like, I feel like, who called my man at 2 o'clock in the morning? But I am grateful to have that work-life balance. I'm grateful for friends who understand relationships and working, and we really do really good to mesh and get our schedules together, because even beyond setting time to record this podcast for y'all listeners, we do have other outings that we do, and I can appreciate that we make it a point to spend that time with one another, and we show each other that we value the relationships and stuff like that. So I think that we're all pulling our weight, and we're doing the best that we can, and still setting those boundaries, like, well, no, I can't come here because that's going to take me 2 hours to get there. Or no, I have to go do something with my baby or whatever. Or no, I'm going to do something with my fiance when we leave here. Like, I love that for us, and that we're understanding and we're respectful of that. And that's my skill. I love that.
Yeah, for me, the work-life balance just came recently with my current work-from-home job, because prior to, I've always literally worked my ass off. Like, I've had multiple jobs. Like, when I first moved here, I had 3 jobs, and like, so now I have insomnia spells because of that, because I did it for so long that I was getting literally 3 hours of sleep a day. So my body sometimes just be like, hey, we up, and we ain't going to sleep. Like, I'm like, okay, is it crazy? What's happening?
Crazy.
So, but this job, like you said, is very flexible. I don't have anybody micromanaging me all day, even though some days I literally have to be on the phone all day calling my injured workers, having to call the doctor's office in if these folks going to their appointments, in with the scan saying, I feel like a babysitter.
But that's what it is.
Then some of them I have to be a therapist for. Like, they be on the phone crying. I be like, oh, now what is happening? So, but I do like that I can manage my day on my own. So once I, let's say, made like 10 calls and I'm drained from having to talk to certain people, or how long I had to talk to them, or how long I had to work on a particular file, I'm just like, all right, I turn my phone off. And that is the boundary that I've set for myself that day. If you need me, leave me a voicemail. I'll check it tomorrow, because I still got these emails. I still got other tasks to do, and I just can't. Like, I'm done. But I feel like it hasn't always been like that, because I used to work 12-hour shifts. Like, when I worked for Enterprise back at the airport, the money was so good, and I had someone to keep my child while I worked those shifts. So I'm like, like you said, you work 17. I work
It's a struggle.
15
Yeah.
days straight for 12 to 15 hour shifts, because it's like, oh, can you stay extra? Or sometimes I will work through my 2 hour lunch just running cars, because I'm eating in the van while I'm running
Okay.
cars. So
Love a little
Working lunch.
Love,
You
a,
know?
love a
Love a
little
little
OT
working
on a
lunch.
chick,
okay,
baby.
and it's like at the house, I'm not the hospital, the airport, you already getting the extra money for being there. Then you get the extra money for the OT. I'm like, yeah, I'm
You know,
tired as hell, but
you
I'm gonna do this.
real
shit.
grown
Yeah,
when your peace
so,
of mind
man,
Yeah,
becomes more important than the money.
absolutely.
Mhm.
Absolutely.
And my rest.
And I
That too.
literally, when I was a chemist, I literally
Come on,
Okay, chemist.
Mm.
Dexter.
You're very
We
smart.
Got a
Wow.
chemist and a forensic scientist. Hello,
You're very
hello.
smart.
so when I was a chemist, I worked in a factory setting because that's where a lot of the money comes in if you don't have a master's or PhD. But again, those hours were crazy. I used to sit in my car and cry because I hated it so bad, and then I had to get it together and go in because I still had bills to pay.
Yeah.
Look,
So all the way up, like when I first moved to Texas, that's what I was doing. I was a chemist, and I hated it. And I know this sounds so bad, but COVID really blessed me. It blessed me to have a work-life balance because it blessed my relationship, because we could not get into the same city because not everybody has chemists. You
Right.
know, without you having a certification, you just can't be a chemist. You got to be a phlebotomist. You know, you got to have all of these different certificates and degrees to be able to move around, and then people aren't leaving jobs because it's hard to get those jobs.
right.
So it was hard for us to even get back in the same area. So when I was able to move to clinical research, it was because of COVID. I was in Texas working out of a Nashville office, and now y'all, my work-life balance is so good. Like, besides this week because I was transitioning
Yeah.
and they worked me
Roles.
to death, but it's so good. I can't even go back into the office.
COVID,
Yeah.
that heifer did what she did,
Mm-hmm.
but some good came out of it.
Yeah.
I think for a lot of people, a lot of different rules, a lot of money came out of it for most of us.
Absolutely.
Positive changes came from it. It's unfortunate the lives lost through all of that,
Absolutely.
but
Because we all have had COVID.
I
So I
think-
don't want y'all
correct.
to think that we downplaying it.
Oh
No,
my
we have
God! Now
not.
she didn't put everybody's status on
feel
there.
like-
Excuse me,
who
and she lying because no, we have
I
not.
forgot.
No,
I
we
forgot
have
what
not.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Well, I know I
And
had
you
it, and
know
I
what's-
almost
what's
died.
crazy
so I'm
is
like,
I wasn't even working that closely with COVID anymore. When I feel like I was healthier when I was working in the COVID ICU. Like I feel like my immune system was just like, you in it.
yeah.
And the sooner I left, I was like, God, dog, how I get COVID? I ain't like I haven't been in this in forever. But yeah, you talk about like crying in your car. That's the many like supply closets I done cried in. Y'all don't believe them medical TV shows. They don't be in there having sex. They be in there crying. Okay, we be in them closets crying. They do not. Ain't nobody got time for
Grey's
that.
Anatomy
Lying
9.
like hell.
But it reminds me of that.
Now I don't know
video.
about them on-call rooms. I don't know what them physicians be doing, but in them supply closets, too much traffic in and out. Ain't nobody in there doing that.
I feel
We in
like
there
y'all was
crying.
like on that girl that sat in her car on her lunch break, and she had a conversation with Big G, and she was like, "This is ghetto. Damn,
Absolutely.
come get me.
It
When
is.
is it my turn? You said
It's
you
my
always
turn.
on
I
time.
can't-
What time is it? What's the schedule?"
I said this is my last time, and a lot for me. I'm compassionate, so like just yesterday, just being together with y'all helped because one of my like closest patients is dying. So even that, I'm
see.
crying. You know, like I still
Yeah.
have these moments. I'm like, I gotta get out this house today because today been a lot. So like yesterday was necessary, but I am glad that I have the space to do that because years ago I probably would just had to get back up and go back into work and to
Yeah.
deal with it. And so I really needed that shift to have the work-life balance that I have now, and I'm so proud of myself for getting up and just because I don't always do that. Like this is all it is, and I'm stuck. Like I guess I went to school for this. I got nothing else to do. And
Yeah.
so I was glad that I like found what worked because I am so much happier.
Well, very good.
So much happier.
I love that for you.
Yeah, that is good. I
about
think
you,
it's
Ty?
always important to, like you talked about compassion fatigue. I think we all have jobs, most of us have jobs where we're we're directly working with a client, a patient, somebody that's in a situation that might not be as favorable as they would want for it to be. So I think it's really important to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
And we do that. We all just said something in
Yeah.
some kind of way that we make sure that we prioritize ourselves, and that's important. But it's also hard.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's hard sometimes to say, okay, I know friend going through blah blah blah, but I can't today because I gotta prioritize
Yep.
me. Y'all talk about me all the time about having my phone on do not disturb, and that's more of my way to like protect my peace
Yeah.
and kind of screen what I'm seeing and what I'm not. Because if I see it, I mean I went to see it.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't just like
Pop
push
up.
Yeah.
its way into
Yeah.
my life, into my space. Because sometimes I don't have the mental capacity
Yeah.
to deal with a lot of stuff. None of us. None of us can sit here and say we always got the time, the space, the
Yep.
energy
Yep.
to deal with whatever's gonna come through on our phone, whether that's social media.
Mhm.
We know all this crazy stuff that just happened, back home in Memphis. All of that, like I
Yep.
literally, we have to protect our own peace and prioritize our own health, but acknowledging that they could be challenging too. And I think validating our own feelings around it
Absolutely.
when it is hard. So that's what they gotta say.
Okay.
Period.
Period.
Purr.
I like that work-life balance, y'all. I'm
It's
telling
hard.
you, and we do appreciate each other, and I love that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. Well, I would say takeaways from this. Tay really just said it, but to take care of yourself. You cannot take care. No, you didn't. It's okay.
Not just a
It
little
was a
May.
takeaway. It was a last minute takeaway. I was like, I'm gonna use that. But yeah, so yeah, take care of yourself. You can't take care of other people if you don't take care of yourself. Especially in the roles that we work, and just prioritizing your life the way you see fit. Because if you want to be a workaholic, do that.
Exactly.
Right? Like we're
Yeah.
not telling you not to. If that is where you are comfortable, do that. So prioritize your life in the way that fits for you. And really, that's all I gotta say. As long as you happy, we happy. You like it,
Yeah.
we love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
So, and y'all always remember, keep it cute, but never put it on mute.
And that's how you stay pretty vocal.